many of which you will be assessed against during your civil service interview. So if you have a civil service interview coming up for any role whatsoever, then please make sure you watch this video from start to finish, because I'm going to help you to stand out and succeed. To achieve that goal, this is what I'll cover. I'll give you a list of civil service interview questions to prepare for that are based on the civil service success profiles, and in particular the civil service behaviours. I'll also give you some really important tips on how to construct top scoring answers to those questions to help you to succeed. I'll then give you unique responses to all of the questions to help you to prepare. And finally, I'll show you how to access further downloadable resources to help you pass your civil service interview. And just very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I want to help you to pass your civil service interview, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please don't forget to hit that like button, because this tells me you find these tutorials useful. Okay, let's take a look at the first civil service success profiles interview question, which is based on the behaviour of effective decision making. Now the question is, tell me about a time when you made the right decision. For this civil service behavioural interview question, make sure you use an example where you demonstrated that you have confidence to do the right thing. And my tip here to score top marks is I recommend you use a specific situation where you made the right decision despite pressure from other people. Now, before I give you my answer for that difficult civil service interview question, let me show you the best way to structure your answer. And that is to use what is called the STAR technique, or the STAR method as some people may refer to it as. So the S in STAR stands for situation. What was the situation you found yourself in? T is for task. What was the task that needed to be carried out? A is for action. What action did you take to achieve the task? And finally, R is for result. What was the end result following your actions? So whenever you have to answer a civil service interview question based on the behaviours, my advice is to use the STAR technique to structure your answer. So knowing that, let's now take a look at a brilliant example answer to that behavioural question. Tell me about a time when you made the right decision. Here we go. During a client project in a prior role, it was quickly becoming clear that the project manager had under budgeted, and we were close to maxing out our planned costs, even though the project was still some way from completion. The project manager held a team meeting and asked for any ideas of where we could cut costs or better utilise the resources we already had. Two team members suggested that, in order to save time and money, we use a subpar product for one of the project's components. I opposed and explained that this kind of proposition went against my own personal ideals of integrity, honesty and professionalism. I said that if we used a product part that was of inferior quality, not only could this be harmful, but if the client found out, it would irreparably harm the organisation's brand. After I voiced my worries, everyone concurred that we should stick to using the same products that were pertinent to the project and met the criteria set to the client. I'm the type of person who will always weigh up the risks and consequences of any decision I make, and in this instance, I felt it was important to the integrity of myself and the company that the client got what they were expecting, and that we didn't compromise on the reputation of the company and the services we offered. Wow, what a great example to use when answering that interview question. Tell me about a time when you made the right decision. You can see from that answer that it demonstrates effective decision making by showing that you carefully weigh up the risks and the consequences of your decisions, and that you put the reputation and the future good of the organisation above everything else. Let's take a look at the next civil service interview question, and this time this one is based on the delivering at pace success profile. The question is, tell me about a time when you worked to a strict deadline and what was the outcome? So here's my brilliant example answer to help you. Describe a situation you were in where you had to overcome a difficult obstacle or challenging task. How did you adapt to meet the needs of the business? I was collaborating with a group of people on a challenging client-based assignment. With barely 2 weeks to the project's conclusion, the customer for whom we were working for called us to make a number of critical revisions. Due to the uncertainty of our ability to finish the project on time, even though we wanted to make the adjustments for the customer, this put us in a very challenging scenario. It was our task to deliver the project for the client, and I'm always determined to deliver the best possible service. Therefore, we came together as a team and made the decision to do our hardest to finish the project on time and accomplish our goals with the revisions incorporated. To increase our chances of success, the rest of the team and I both made the decision to work on the weekends. I worked an additional 7 hours each day over 2 weekends in a row, alongside my co-workers, which had a significant impact on the project's production levels. We were able to incorporate the required adjustments and deliver the finished product on time, much to the client's pleasure, thanks to the extra work we all put out to finish the project on time. In the end, the client went on to employ our services often after that, and I sincerely feel that this was due to our resolve and eagerness to meet their needs. I am a person who will invest a great deal to accomplish whatever objective I set. I am driven, determined, and will work tirelessly in my job role whenever necessary. Now don't go anywhere, as I still have more interview questions and answers to give you, but when you're ready, click that link in the top right hand corner. It will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download my 57 civil service success profiles, interview questions and answers for all job roles to give you the edge in your interview, including the ones we're covering right now. Okay, the next civil service interview question that is based on the Behaviours success profile is delivering at pace. The question is, tell me about a time when you persuaded someone to see your point of view. Here's my brilliant example answer to help you. Tell me about a time when you persuaded someone to see your point of view. Here we go. In a prior office-based role, one of my colleagues was getting ready to place an order for some office supplies. I asked him whether he thought it could be better to order a greater quantity in order to save money, because I had noticed on previous occasions he had always opted to order the bare minimum number. Initially, he stated that he did not agree with me and that he would like to order fewer items because this would have a more positive influence on the environment. I felt that it was my duty as an employee of the company to try and provide a different outlook for my colleague to see if there was a better solution for the company. And being someone who is frugal, I wanted to make sure we were getting the best value, whilst of course minimising any negative impact on the environment. I tried to explain to him that if we placed a smaller purchase, we would have to place another order in a very short amount of time, which would be more detrimental to the environment. This is due to the fact that the delivery person would have to come back multiple times to deliver the products. When we placed a larger order, not only would we be able to save money in the long run due to the fact that there were discounts available, but also the delivery person would only have to make one trip. My colleague kept an open mind and gradually came round to my way of thinking after I had explained this to him in a logical and straightforward manner. So how is this demonstrating this success profile of communicating and influencing? Well, instead of forcing your view onto the other person, you're taking your time to explain the benefit of your approach by using facts and evidence, something that is vital when communicating and influencing. Let's move on to the next civil service success profiles interview question, which is, tell me about a time when you made recommendations that were designed to improve the quality of a service. So this is testing the behaviour managing a quality service. Let's take a look at a great example answer to help you answer this tricky interview question. Tell me about a time when you made recommendations that were designed to improve the quality of a service. In my prior position, I was worried that revenue was beginning to decline in comparison to the year before. It was my responsibility to thoroughly examine the data at my disposal in order to develop solutions that not only could be immediately implemented to boost sales, but one that ensured we were delivering the best service. I gathered information and statistics from a variety of sources, including website traffic, lead generation and retention rates, marketing campaign results, and Google Trends. Starting with the marketing campaign results, I discovered right away that they were converting at the same rate as the results from the prior year, based on the same investment. According to Google Trends, the number of search queries were the same year on year based on seasonal demand. I next turned to the number of web visitors we were getting, and the numbers were good and consistent with the numbers from the prior year. But when I looked at the lead generation and the retention rates, I found that they had fallen by 30%. Further analysis of the data revealed that website leads were cancelling their subscriptions 2 days after first signing up. This happened because the email campaign sent to the new internet leads had a mistake that caused the lead to lose faith in the business. The error was swiftly fixed after I communicated with the IT department. When the data was analysed 2 weeks later, leads on the website were being retained once again and revenue had begun to climb back up to the levels from the prior year. Let's take a look at the next civil service interview question based on those civil service behaviours, and that is, tell me about a time when you initiated change in a team or an organisation, and this is based on changing and improving. So here's my brilliant example answer to help you. Tell me about a time when you made recommendations that were designed to improve the quality of a service. Here we go. When I first started working for my former company, I wanted to have a quick and positive impact on the company to repay the director's confidence in my skills to carry out the job role. I observed that the company was underutilizing its client data, which I saw as a source of unrealized potential. I decided it was my task to find out how I could best advise the company to really utilize the customer data it had to benefit the company. I therefore spent time talking to the IT department to find out what information and data we had and how it might be accessed and used to boost business performance and sales. After carefully examining the data, I came to the conclusion that each consumer was largely left alone once they had contacted or purchased from our business. I then gave the senior management team a presentation on how we could start utilizing this data to boost sales and improve the customer experience in order to get more helpful feedback and boost good online reviews. Following my presentation, we assembled a small group of individuals whose sole responsibility was to create sales and marketing funnels intended to boost brand awareness and enhance overall customer satisfaction. As a result, the company's revenue increased by 3% a year after the team was formed, which given their yearly turnover was a sizable amount. Now, in preparation for your civil service interview, I also recommend you prepare answers to the following questions. Explain to me how you balance priorities when you have multiple projects on the go. Why do you want to work for the civil service? Describe a time when you've had to work at pace. What is your biggest weakness? Tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision. Tell me about a time when you had to overcome a disagreement. Tell me about a time when you had a difficult interaction with a customer. Tell me about a time when you helped develop the career of a co-worker. How do you handle stress and pressure? What are your strengths? Describe a situation when you went above and beyond for a company. Tell me about a time when you challenged a supervisor or manager. What can you bring to the civil service? Describe a situation you had where you had to work outside of the scope of your usual role. So the next thing to do, if you would like to download example answers to these and all of the toughest civil service interview questions, is to please make sure you click that button in the top right hand corner of this video right now, head through to my website howtobecome.com, where you can download these slides and get access to 57 civil service success profiles, interview questions and high scoring answers to each question in a PDF guide. My pack contains answers for the civil service strength-based questions and also multiple answers for all of the civil service behaviours. You can literally have access and the slides within your inbox within 2 minutes from now. And it's guaranteed to help you prepare effectively for your interview and also, more importantly, put you ahead of the competition. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, as I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. Please also hit that like button, as that encourages me to make more videos just like this one. And if you have any questions regarding any job interview, please feel free to put these in the comment section below where I'll get back to you. And finally, if you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best for your interview. Have a great day.